So let's see, what is grab? This one is really good. I think I might be getting this one from now on. I realize a lot of the players getting this blaze. It's a move speed, but it's really about your next fireball inflicting ignite. That's pretty strong. And she ends up grabbing chaos, which both North Americans has grabbed, and the EU, none of them grabbed that. They grabbed the one for the flask. So that is one difference that we've seen so far as Battlerites. Both teams come into the middle. A normal start of random M1 poking and the such. Here comes the blue Ashka in a little bit, going to get topped back off. The stun just barely going to miss. There's the M2, not able to get it on both players, but is going to get a little bit of ignite damage. The Firewall, I think Firewall has, wow, great steal though, actually, sorry to interrupt myself, but great steal there by the red team onto the orb. Counter not going to go off here for Jordan on Pearl. We're going to have to see what happens when the ultimates are gathered here for the red team. As there's one, there's two for the red team, except the blue team has one, and they're not too far behind on getting a second. Here comes the ultimate. The orb is grabbed. I'm not sure who got that. There's the goo coming out for the Lucy. Lucy not going to be able to push them back in. Here's the Firewall, not going to be able to, or not going to do too much into the fight as far as the fight is concerned. And the blue team looking very far ahead right now, as the red team Ashka is getting very low. They now have both their ultimates. Oops, sorry, a little bit of misstep there with the camera. And it looks like the blue team was able to get the orb again, keeping the red team from really getting too much of a catch-up on the energy. And by not using their ultimates, they are allowing the red team to catch up, like I said, but the Ashka is getting dangerously low. There's the space, and I fully expect the ultimate to come out after that. Oh, it uses a Firewall on him. And there's a final blow onto the Ashka, our first kill in this matchup. Here's the goo coming out from Lucy, but the counter ultimate coming out from Pearl as they do a little dance, and the stun just, I don't know, I was going to say just a bit late, but it does end up hitting. And wham bam, that is the first round for these two teams. And I don't know if I changed my, oh, I did change my thing. Oof, I thought I forgot to change which slide I was in, and you guys watched half of that covered up. So you didn't watch half of it covered up. That makes me happy. So ends up getting Fireward, giving a shield when he dashes. So his shield is going to give him extra, or I mean his dash is going to give him extra shield and extra damage. It looks like both Ashkas end up getting that. So specking the same right now. The bubble coming out, just a little misplaced. So Ashka's still going to be able to put in some big damage. The blue Ashka coming in, putting in some really nice damage onto Lucy. Is going to dodge the stun here. It's kind of hard saying blue Ashka, red Ashka, blue Ashka, red Ashka. Anyways, good bubble there is going to delay. Oh, but then she walks into the auto attack, so ends up taking the damage there. The stun coming out. I think the red team ended up getting that. No, maybe the blue team. It's hard to tell. I think the blue team ended up getting that. A couple M2s coming out. The shield coming out. The Firewall. I'm not sure whose Firewall that is. It looks like it's the blue team's Firewall. As Ashka for the blue team jumps back in, red team Ashka jumping in now does have the ultimate, trying to put pressure onto the Pearl as the fear going way back. There's the ultimate onto Lucy, or I'm sorry, onto Pearl as Lucy walks in trying to do a little bit of damage here. Going to use the orb to block a little bit of damage, but the red team Ashka getting taken dangerously low. There's the goo, but she gets petrified right away. There's the ultimate from Pearl. As Ashka using her EXQ, obviously, to get it. There's the EX space coming out from the red team Ashka to heal up a little bit. The Firewall, those going to prevent a little bit of that healing. Lucy getting taken down dangerously low here by Pearl. Pearl going to follow up. Blue Ashka coming in. Red Ashka coming out. Who's going to get the orb? It looks like the blue team going to give them a huge energy advantage as red team Ashka taken out. Dodges the stun with Lucy, the only one left here on the red team, as blue team coming in quite aggressively. And obviously, as they try to get that last kill, there's the ultimate just missing, but she's not going to be able to walk through there, or she will be ignited, and there's the final blow coming out for Jordan and Exploits. Very good start here as they go up 2 rounds to 0. So good job here from this team. Looks like League of Legends with no minions. That's kind of exactly what it is, the end. This is a game for you to play PvP and just PvP. Nothing but team fights, nothing but out skill. There's no items, there's no nothing except for skill and the champion. How well do you know your champion? So that is the beauty of Battlerite. Make sure to check it out, guys, on Steam. It is, I think, about 20 bucks right now. And the red team Ashka taking a bit of damage. A Firewall coming out. I think that's the blue team Firewall, if I'm not mistaken, as blue team Ashka jumping in, trying to put a bit of pressure there. Does the stun hit? Just barely misses as the barrier is going to be down. Now's the time for the blue team to push damage as the barrier for Lucy is down. And you see them getting some very good damage there onto Lucy. Lucy down to half health. So is the Ashka. I almost said Igniter again. There's the AoE heal. Nice job by the Lucy. No, by the Pearl. Sorry, mixed up their names there a second. Not going to be able to hit that silence, but continuing to put pressure as Ashka coming back in here for the blue team. The red team does get the orb. The ultimate coming out does hit the blue Ashka. I thought it was going to be a whiff there, but Ashka ended up kind of jumping into the enemy Ashka ult. As the blue team Ashka does get the kill there again, as Pearl just going to end up tanking the ult here from Lucy. Kind of funny. In my opinion, the Lucy ultimate is actually probably the first or second worst ult. My guess is I'd actually probably say the first worst ult, with Croak being a very close second worst ult. That's just my opinion. I think if you're going to play Lucy, you are in a much better place to use the Deadly Injections and the Petrify instead of using her ultimate. I think her ultimate is just too easy to avoid, doesn't do enough damage, etc. There's a lot of problems in my opinion. The area is not large enough. I don't know. There's a lot of things you could do to improve her ultimate. So in my opinion, if you're going to play Lucy, really work on engaging her EX abilities. So what is grabbed here is the Revitalize increases damage output, so that's going to help Ashka do a bit more damage, and he's going to do more damage to low health targets. While they got the duration increase on silence and then the damage on low targets. So it'll be interesting to see how this ends up panning out. As the M2s are going to miss from that channel spell of the red Ashka, as blue team Ashka does hit a couple himself, backs out of the stun, going to reposition himself as Pearl heals him back up. A little bit more of an engage here onto the blue team, onto the red team Ashka using that firewall. And now is just going to move right past and go onto the Lucy. He's going to back up now as they reset. Blue team does get the orb. It looks like they each traded one of the health orbs there, the tiny ones. As again, the M2's coming out. Red team Ashka coming in pretty aggressively. Blue team Ashka getting taken down pretty low. If Lucy can come forward and get a good fear or a great, what's it called, Petrify, I think they had an opportunity to really burst it down, but I think the opportunity is missed as it healed back up. There's the Petrify from the blue Ashka. Blue Ashka going to hit all three of those M2s, doing a ton of damage. There's a firewall now. There's the ultimate hit by Pearl. There's the drop. Will they be able to line up a stun just a tad too late? As the silence does come out though, and now blue team Ashka going to be trading with the red team Ashka. Red team Ashka getting dangerously low as red team Ashka does use the EX space. Not going to be able to heal up though as he unfortunately misses one of his M1s after that. And with the double ultimate, actually that wasn't a double ultimate, that was a single ultimate because that was the ultimate of the enemy also. They're going to be able to get that last kill. So Exploit's doing 498 damage, while Raptor doing 312, which really isn't that far behind at all in the damage. I think a lot of this comes down to a little bit of coordination and spreading around the damage too much. It's as far as I can tell right now from the numbers. I'm not too sure. As you can hear my dog taking a drink now. She finally decided she's thirsty. This is the first drink she's had all day. I don't know why she does this. She always seems to do this. But so sorry about that. As we again have this engage here, Pearl not going to hit her trance, so this is a good opportunity for them to go on Pearl. However, they aren't going to take it. They're going to still play a little bit passive, a little bit of damage here onto Exploits. Exploits going to go around him, gets pushed back a little bit by the red team Ashka. As again, M1's being traded back and forth, back and forth. Pearl is not going to be able to get her counter activated there, but does get feared. She's going to try to reposition herself. She has her ultimate right now. Lucy taken down to about half health. There's the ultimate from Ashka on the blue side, doing a ton of damage here onto Lucy. As again, trying to chase down, and she's getting taken down so low. She has her ultimate and not going to throw it out quite yet. I think that was wise not to. There's the panic coming out. Pearl is going to be free of that now. The barrier coming out. 1, 2 auto attacks. There's the stun coming out. And this likely is going to be the tournament life here, unfortunately, of the red team. As Jordan and Exploits, I believe this is Team Canada, if I'm not mistaken, come out with a vengeance in 5-0 there.